Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Spelunky 2, where we have put away the man made of cursed gold, and I decided, Demi Von Diamonds might be a good choice, because we had a lot of good luck with Coco Von Diamonds, and I'm hoping that she taught her daughter some of that. Is luck a teachable skill? Listen, Demi Von Diamonds had the luck to be born very rich, so that speaks to something about her statistics, although immediately I am doubting things. Alright, let's just hope that things go a tiny bit smoother than yesterday. Even just a little bit would be fine. What am I doing? I can see that there's nothing over here. Yeah, okay, we don't actually even need a rope to get back out of this. Is there a good reason to hurry down there? There is not. And we're doing really well on cash already, man. And listen, it would be hard to do a worse job than I did yesterday. I was dropping the ball all over the place in some spectacular ways, and then also we got spelunked on a couple of times. I hate this mole. Let's see if we can get him to come out over here. Come on. He's pretending he's blocked by that stone. We all know that that's not a real would you get over here? Ugh. As soon as I try to go anywhere else, this is going to be a problem. Okay. And Derek Hughes like, why don't you just ignore him? That man's a sadist. Why does he think we'd listen to him? I'll tell you why, because he hasn't spoken to any of my previous DOMs. I was kind of hoping that would contain a bomb. I think we'll just move on rather than blowing up the wall there. We know there's a fair amount of monetary value to be earned to the left, but also, a bomb is worth something. Okay, that's interesting. I would actually really like to buy out that dude's entire shop, if we could make that happen. I don't actually want to push that down. Tell me there's a ruby in this thing. Okay, not a great start. We will be able to return to this floor without having to spend any resources, though, so let's start by coming down here. I would really love it if we could make this lizard roll. Okay. Alright. Physics. I would describe that as extremely questionable. Of course. Well, the good news is we did make some money. It's not enough for what I wanted to do. Ghost pot's down there. Yeah, we're not going to be able to buy the place. Well, we'll go back and buy the bomb box and the paste at least. I think that's a pretty solid start. And then we'll just have to make up all the lost health in turkeys. I'm telling you, man, no matter what your intentions are, as soon as a lizard gets rolling, you've found your way to Nightmare Town. Managed to jump immediately back on the turkey. Okay, I guess it doesn't really matter. This is the spot that's showing the most gold. Given its sort of its shape and the distribution of its weight and stuff, I would not expect a cooked turkey to really have much in the way of aerodynamics. I'm always impressed with how far those things fly. Alright, so we have a key and a chest right next to each other. I'm not going to worry about that ghost pot. Unfortunately, I think the only way to do this is going to be to just whip him from the front 3 times. And that's going to take forever. Enemies recover from the whip very slowly when it would be inconvenient for you for them to do so. And some of you are like, SB, that was like 4 seconds, man. What are you complaining about? I'm the MTV generation. 4 seconds is like, listen, you don't know what the passage of time is like inside of my brain that is so warped and addled that I can't even have thoughts to finish this sentence. I would rather spend a bomb here than go below and spend a rope. Oh. Cool. This isn't even the right thing. What am I doing? Just coming up here in the hopes of getting something cool? Yeah, you know what? I don't want that pot. I don't want that pot that badly. Alright, so obviously I would like to do a relevant sacrifice. It looks like it's very safe to pull the trap on this one, so let's do that. Oh, that fell through further than I thought it was going to. I do like the stylish red grappling hook. Alright, will this guy take this off my hands? Oh, cool. This makes my life real easy. And let's earn ourselves a cape. You know, gambling. Because that's what earning is like. I will absolutely spend all of our money here. I have no compunction about that. Well, I suppose it is 2:30 on the clock already, and we do have to, like, not die. Alright, we're gonna try, like, a couple more times, then. With these new factors added to the equation. To think about it a little bit. 6? Boy, we have rolled very poorly here. So I feel like these dice this is probably not a real 2d6 roll. Because, you know, the odds are pretty in your favor if 7 or higher is a win. Alright, well, I suppose that's our last attempt. That's a shame. That cape would have been really nice. Well, the cape would have been really nice, the pet would have been really nice. Fortunately, we do have bombs and paste. So we get to kill the boss. It'd be a good chunk of resources for us. And we're a little bit low on money, but it's not that bad. Like, we're going into the jungle in a pretty good spot here. I am okay with it. It doesn't matter whether or not I'm okay with it, because, you know, it's the situation that we actually are in. But also I assent here. Man, I am always so bad at this. How many times have we done that thing? Alright, 19 bombs feels pretty great. So there is an arrow trap to watch out for down there. Thank you. Please, please allow me to collect the things. Truly terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I don't really want that gold to get destroyed, but I don't think there's a way to... I don't think there's a way to avoid it without using a bomb. I could use a bomb, though. I'm gonna use a bomb. Is that worth it? I don't know. It does mean that we don't have access to the ghost pot. Oh, no, it doesn't. I was gonna say without using a rope, but actually, we can do this. That spider laid a cunning trap for us. Alright, so we end up at 29k at the beginning of 2-1. That is a slightly better gold position than I thought we were going to be in. And I think it's good enough that I don't need to worry about the idol. Yeah, I guess let's go this way. We don't have any shoes on, so we gotta be a little careful. It's not like the monkeys are friendly or anything. They are enemies, and they're even annoying enemies. But I still feel bad every time I see one of them do that thing. Just like leap out of excitement and turn into pulp. Like a little bit bad. I'm not exactly heartbroken. Okay, some ropes. I don't really care about that. Come on. There we go. I was so afraid to try to put the ghost pot down safely in a hurry and accidentally end up breaking it. Alright, so we're pretty low on items. We would really... Ooh, this is convenient. We would really like to find a whole lot of useful stuff in the black market. So we do need to make sure that we're still getting paid here. We can't rest on our laurels just because we're at the hedge threshold. Okay. So we just have no idea where the pet is, right? We do have some time, though. Okay, I feel like I should have gotten credit for that. He was clearly in the downed state on the altar. We're not going to get this one down there alive either. So we have an even greater distance to carry him. Well, maybe. Yeah, the fact that we were able to make him do part of the travel himself is actually really nice. And I am pretty happy about climbing gloves. Climbing gloves will be a good thing to have as we continue forward. We're not going to do this, but there is another altar, and it looks like we don't even have to bomb. Oh, we do have to go through an idol setup to get to it, though. Alright, we're getting oh, there it is. It's right there. Well, do I want to go down and save the sister first? Yeah, let's just open it up. So I'm assuming that if we were to drop an idol pretty much anywhere in the black market, it would give us the money. I did a real bad job there. Oh, okay, I'm dead. Maybe not exactly dead. Real close, though. I took a lot of damage there, and all of it was unnecessary. Ran over because I thought that was a gold nugget. Listen, it's hard to distinguish color in the dark, and... So we have a ton of money. We could even potentially end up with jetpack plus Hedget here, if they have one. Does this work? Do you? Yes. Cool. Great. Excellent. $10,000. That's a lot of dollars, man. Alright, so I like spring shoes an awful lot. You have weaponry, and, okay, basic stuff. Let's go get the Hedget. We definitely have to take the pet. There is, on this map, I guess, accidentally a second entrance, you know, just like random generation has created a second entrance. Let's take you, and then we have enough money to buy spring shoes and that cape, right? We can't take the cape with us, but it's still pretty good. And then we buy, like, the bomb box on the bottom level, And we can't take the cape with us into the spirit world. It's not like we're there yet. Yeah, this isn't so bad, except for the part where I have 2 health. So, I mean, were there bombs? Or, bombs. Were there ropes? Yes, I would buy a thing of ropes. Do I want to buy the spike shoes instead of the ropes? Spikes are pretty useful. Oh, yeah, alright. We have climbing gloves, which definitely helps alleviate some of the need for ropes. Okay, 3 health. We just gotta be pretty careful here. Right? It's like, on the one hand, cool, the enemy killed himself. On the other hand, truly awful. Well, our pet is down there, so I kind of feel like we gotta try to go down there. Can you believe that I managed to do that? It's incredible. So nervous. Always so nervous. Ah, boy. We're not going to be able to save that sister very easily either. It's fine. We're just gonna keep moving. Don't have quite enough money to participate in the moon challenge when we find it. And I wish I had a compass. I'm assuming that the exit is this way. We couldn't get down from over here though, right? No, it doesn't. Okay. So we're gonna have to go down here and then through. I failed to engage the cape, if you're wondering what my plan was there. There we go. Okay, cool. I definitely just didn't do damage to that dude despite having landed on him, and now we're cursed. Well, I'm guessing that dying via the Ankh will clear us of our curse, so we just have to survive to do that. That's fine. Just, you know, no more mistakes or getting hit at all. Until we kill Anubis. Can't see why that would be a problem. That said, even with this, I do think we're, I don't care about the camera even a little bit. I do think we're seeing an improvement in quality over yesterday's runs. So, you know, disappointing, but probably true. Here, we'll do that. We're not going to grab that right this second, but I may as well take the bow, right? It's a shame that as a carryable item, the bow cannot be brought into Spooky Ashtown. Because, you know, I have to imagine Anubis is less hard to kill than a sun. And that thing hasn't even killed just one. It's killed so many suns. Okay, I'll take it. That's fine. Mostly I was hoping to get some crates, and we didn't. We did see a crate, but I don't know. The pet for this level is down there. That's not great. We may or may not actually even see the entrance to that. Actually, I know we just went to all the trouble of getting that magic bow, but, like, Boomerang's pretty solid. Also, that's a shotgun. Oh, I was hoping he would just make it easy on me. Shotguns are very expensive. That's a freeze ray. I'll take it. I will not get re-spirited. It will not happen. Okay, I'll take that. That's pretty handy. Alright. We don't actually have to make it that far from here. I don't have as many ropes as I would like. We didn't save even one sister, did we? No, we sure didn't. Will this be ropes? Nope, that will be some shoes we already have. Alright, I do wish that we had more ropes. But I don't... We should... Oh, you know, we have climbing gloves and stuff. It's not going to be a problem. We should be able to get the Ankh, and then it's just a matter of making it through all of the horrifying Tomb of Anubis without taking any damage at all. Easy, right? It's easy. I do feel like we shouldn't have taken the curse. That dude should just have been dead. Alright, Anubis, Olmec decided that his rules are different now. He's not going to fire bombs just because we were on the ground for a long time. You know, Spelunky. The game where things work the way they work sometimes. As we observed right there, seems like maybe about 1/3 of the time is how often they work the way they're supposed to work. Honestly, seems right to me. Really, just one big explosion. Okay, well, we have a huge number of bombs, so we could certainly dig our way down ourselves. Let's do it right here. This is a pretty big gap. Yeah, that ought to work. Alright, I am going to drop one of our ropes because we need one thing to get back up. Actually, that's not going to do it. Well... Okay. Mark approximately the edges of the hole. Listen, we just won't need any more ropes after this. That's my plan. We never did figure out a way to get rid of the curse, aside from just, like, dying and getting a new body, right? Not that I'm necessarily opposed. You know, there's some real advantages to having a new body. I think we want to give this a little bit more width. Alright, that'll probably work, because if he falls down on that little one-tile tall thing, he'll just break right through it, right? So I think we got ourselves a functional situation here. Man, I really like climbing gloves. Too early? No, actually pretty solid. Gotta get him to jump over, like, a quarter jump here. There it is. Not exactly. Okay. Eventually, it took a little bit of wiggling, but we still got 29 bombs left, which I bet is going to be enough. You know, even if we want to get pretty aggressive with our bombs in the tomb, for the purpose of avoiding having to do stuff, and you know how I hate to do stuff, I think 29 is probably enough. All right, let's not go looking for additional trouble this time. Let's just get through this as quickly as possible. We don't care about the money. Nope, not even giving myself the opportunity to make the mistakes. Not breaking pots. Not going hunting. Not killing the enemies myself if I can avoid it. Just let physics do it. I guess I don't actually... I'm going to take it just in case, but we certainly don't need it. Whew, alright. So we got our Ankh, now we just got to make it down to the City of Gold. We have plenty of ways of fighting an Anubis. In fact, the freeze ray is probably my favorite way of fighting Anubis. I feel very confident with this. And we have, I think, the best possible tools we can have for the purpose of carrying stuff over into Scary Ghost Ash World. There's no sense in saving the pet, because the pet can't really be... Huh. Let's see what that is. Pretty scary is the answer. Yeah. Got him. Hey guys, we blew his ass up. Okay, I don't think this goes anywhere interesting. We're just gonna. I gotta find my dude Anubis. Yep. It just, everything struck me all at once there. We were in a position that was like profoundly bad for having a single point of health. Okay, well... We lost our cape and our... Oh, he's right here. Well, I'm still going to kill him. We lost our cape and we lost our weapon because they will have been crushed. But the loss of the cape isn't... The loss of the cape is the only one of those that really matters, because we're going to replace our weapon with Anubis's weapon anyway here. I'd really prefer to approach him from the side. Is it reasonable to do that? Yeah, it shouldn't be so bad. Just don't let the croc know you're here. Okay, not the best bomb throwing I've ever done. So I don't actually know where our pet is going to be safe. I was hoping to get him through there onto that cat. Okay, that looks pretty safe down there. And we're not going to try to kill the croc, we're just going to avoid him entirely. In theory, this is probably one of the best possible weapons for killing one of those things. But also, let's not, shall we? Alright, well I think that pet's lost. I'm not going to jump down there and potentially get recursed. We'll just open up the floor here and move right on. I tried to slow my fall with the cape there because I forgot. I mean, we could still go to the City of Gold. Alright, get him. Oh, I made him telefrag himself. And then... Okay, and then the projectile killed another Crocman, and that one just didn't teleport out of the way for some reason. Who knows why. Yeah, we could still go to the City of Gold. I suppose we probably ought to, because we don't know yet that we've seen all of the significant things that are in there. Plus, it does reduce the amount of this level that I have to go through. That said, that itself may be a negative, right? Maybe there's cool stuff to discover here. Do we have any... We have some Kali favor, right? Like, not enough for this to... Okay, well... You know what? Never mind. I don't really feel a burst of excitement. That's not a fair description. You decided I feel a burst of excitement, but I don't agree. Okay, I missed my cape. Now we do have spikes. Doesn't look like the leprechaun can make it up. I'm just gonna... Come on! Bullshit! It is absolute bullshit that I got hit by that spider. Hey, that looks significant. It's probably not, though, right? Is that just a random background element? Have we seen those before? I mean, I would love to get in there and sacrifice things on that altar, even if we can't take the trip to the spirit world, but I just don't know that we have a reasonable way of killing these crocodiles. Let's go, here, we can spend one bomb. Oops, well... Okay. That's not great. I was gonna say we could go grab my dude's clover, but alright. It's not like I actually care about my money. I do still want a clover, though. There we go. Look at that. Thank you. And I guess your body is throwable. It's as good as any. Kind of too far away from it for it to sense us, I guess. Oh, that's not great. So there's an exit, but it's in a pretty bad spot. And then just like, don't walk on the exit tiles until you are ready to leave, and you gotta leave instantly. Yeah, I guess let's do it. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay. Oh. Well, we didn't see everything, so I can't be certain. But we saw a lot of that area, and we didn't see anything else that seemed immediately interesting, except for maybe that weird bird statue. And on that one, I don't necessarily feel like... It might just be a background element. Wow, this level is exceedingly vertical. Thing scared the shit out of me. Okay, I guess we're just gonna... go. I'll take it. Boy, I sure wish that I had a Kapala or more than 2 health, or, you know, just like any kind of way of things going better than they're going right now. We could totally skip the ice cave part, the wet fur cave, because we have a parachute. So we could just let, like, fall down here and let the parachute guide us. I'm actually going to do that. We don't actually have anything to gain in the wet fur cave. I guess the compass. But, like, the reason I really want to do the wet fur cave is for spikes, if I don't have them already, and we do. We're good. We're cool. We're fine. I might go so far as to say, excellent. Take this. Well, okay, that's... I was kind of hoping I'd be able to, like, knock him out of that, but alright. Again, no sail. Don't know if I like that. You know, just being perhaps overly cautious. So the fact that we see the one-way door means that we're close, right? We don't know exactly... Aha. And pet is right here. Lovely. Alright, I don't think a torch is nearly as valuable in Neo-Babylon as it is in the earlier parts of the game. But we have it. We sure do have one. I mean, we're gonna drop it for the pet. I'm not gonna mess around here. I'm not gonna mess around the most immediately I'm going to die thing I could possibly say. Unfortunately, we have no idea what direction the exit's in. Gee, I sure wish that I'd had some kind of opportunity to get, like, a compass for free, and that I had jumped at that opportunity. Wait. Yeah, there's that other orb that makes riding this pretty unsafe about half of the time. Let's be careful. Okay. This place is such a goddamn nightmare. Alright. There we go. That's how we're doing that. Okay, that's going to be the Ushabti room, which does have, if I remember correctly, it does have a clover in it, doesn't it? Yeah. Let's grab that and then just leave. Well, we can just grab a Ushabti. I'm going to grab a Ushabti and try to bring it to the next world, and let's see if anything happens. It won't be the right one, almost certainly, but we don't know what that means. Okay. Have I made our lives safer or less safe by doing this? No idea. I guess I should be more cautious causing explosions down here. Well, I was gonna say because we might upset Madam's guards, but actually we're not on the revelry level, so never mind. That's not a possibility here. Okay. We will get him. Well, let's go find the exit first. Right? It makes me so nervous. We have plenty of time. We have like 3.5 minutes. Don't have to hurry. I don't like the fact that they sometimes go into stealth mode. I thought it was just that they're only loaded if you're close to them, but that one over there unloaded in a... I don't know. This makes me nervous. Just everything down here makes me nervous. Alright, let's see if anything happens at all. My guess is nothing will happen. Yeah, nothing's happening. Okay. Not a big surprise. It is very dark down here, and I don't like it. Okay, so does that orb... No, it never gets far enough down to be a threat to you if you are over here. So this is a place I can stop and think. We're definitely not on the list at Madame's. I think we want to go left. Okay, don't like the quantity of lava that I'm seeing. Okay, that's interesting. This is also interesting. Is this guy gonna react to my presence? He's doing something. Okay. Well, we learned something. I guess what I should have done was just bomb through. Yep, okay. He sure did react to my presence. Okay, now we know. Can we do that? Am I allowed to shoot you know what? He did it by crouching. I bet that's, you know, it's like with the turkeys, no matter what, if you crouch and press the button, you get the headbutt. That's the robot headbutt. Okay, that's fascinating, or the mech suit, rather. That's fascinating. I don't know that we've ever had a situation where we would have found that out. That's a shame, because without that, I was starting to feel pretty good. I was like, I was starting to feel stressed out and panicked. But also, the kind of stressed out and panicked that often precedes a victory of some type. I don't know if that's that particular emotion is something everybody feels, or if you have to have a brain that's broken in the ways that mine is, to have that many different degrees of stressed out and panicked. You're very inconvenient to get to, my friend. I think you are going to live the rest of your days inside of this wall, here deep in the moon. Because let us not forget, we are inside the moon right now. Alright, we got plenty of time. I'm just going to take it really slow with this dude. I suppose I could have brought that rock up here. Alright, so it's not an amazing amount of money, but it's not awful. There. Third time's a charm. I guess I should have grabbed that skull. Oh, man. Alright. Please let there not be a spider. Hooray! This is pretty great, in my opinion. This is a very solid opening. So, we have no idea where our key is. We'll bomb for the pet when we come back. Oh, that's... The whole reason I went back to the right to get a throwable was for the purpose of triggering that trap, and then I saw, like, 2 things, and as such, forgot about the trap. You know, my brain has a pretty large hard drive, not a lot of RAM, though. Stuff gets cycled off into deep storage pretty quickly. Alright, well, I'm definitely feeling less optimistic now. I will say that I still think, even though all that stuff went wrong on that run and we ended up dying in the way that we died, that's still a pretty good one. That was a better run than any of the ones we had yesterday. I feel less cursed. Whatever Demi is made of, it is less cursed than the gold that made up that man. Here's hoping that there's still a pet to be found over to the right. Yeah, there sure is. Unfortunately, it's going to be 2 bombs at the very least, or 1 rope to go back up, plus 1 bomb. I'm just going to not do that. Okay, you are easily accessible at least. I would really love it if we could find some altars. Like, a little earlier is what I was about to say, but honestly, at all on this run? Ooh. Okay, I do like an early cape. And we do... Why would I throw the... Okay. It's a little bit of a slip and fall accident there. I'm gonna sue whoever's operating this cave. Although I guess I'm realizing now that I don't know how moon law works. You, come here. We're just going to play this very extremely safe. You know what else we still need to do? We still need to actually try making an eggplant. If we see a gift box on a level that has an altar, I think that's a pretty high priority. I would appreciate it if you would not do that, please. I sure do like having a cape. It's weird that you can't keep a thing that's worn around your neck in the spirit world, but shoes are no problem. What do you think the metaphysical implications of that are? Really, you couldn't just fall on those spikes? You couldn't save us all a couple of seconds? The conclusion was so foregone. Alright, so we're making a decent amount of money. I'm doing really poorly on health. That seems to be a consistent thing today. Me just, like, taking tons and tons of damage. Totally different from every other day, right? You know, I would take a power pack. There's 17.6. There's actually a fair amount of money down there. I have a lot of ropes, too. Alright. I think we're going to make that power pack happen. I think we can do that. Okay, I'm going to need your money. Get all this money. Yeah, we almost have it right here. We almost have it visible on screen right now, and that's without counting the chest. Okay. That's good enough. I don't... How do I want to handle this? Thing is, if we could tame him, all right, I want to whip him to the right. Damn it! Well, I took a huge amount of damage, and we didn't. Okay, never mind. I just had like my brain totally turned off. I was like, those enemies don't exist anymore, right? I'm not afraid of them. I don't know. That's just real bad. It's alright. This is going to be the second good one. Every episode you gotta have... You mix a couple of clunkers in there, you know, to keep the betting markets fresh. You can't just succeed over and over and over again. Because then people are going to keep betting succeed, and they're going to keep winning, and, you know, then my cut of the house is really pretty unimpressive. Okay, that's easily accessible. That chest is not, and we're just gonna leave it that way. Okay. I actually don't know. Do we get down over here? Yes, we get down over here. Oh, well, seeing that there's a crate up there, my tune is changed. Although this maybe could have been executed a little bit more cleanly. Okay, yeah, there's nothing. We're not missing anything. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good thing. And now we get to spend a rope for this. Gonna come down right in the middle. And hopefully no skeletons. I want to make sure that they're gonna trigger immediately if there are skeletons, though. That's information that we need. So, 5 health, 6 bombs, 6 ropes, and a reasonable amount of cash. That is a good, strong omen. And as we all know, that's all it takes, you know? Spelunky is a game where only one thing ever has to go right, and then no string of infinite wrongs can ever undo it. Right? That's what I've learned. Okay. I am learning, slowly but surely, to never trust a skull. A skull you haven't put your boot on yourself is not safe. Also, I really have become a heartless beetle murderer. Do we want to just bomb through? I guess pulling the idol will solve a lot of that problem for us. Yeah, let's just do that. Right, because it'll drop all the way... Huh, doesn't it usually go through a tile of wood? Okay, well... Inconvenient. Is it easy to get back? I'm going to go ahead and bomb through because I don't want to have to deal with this situation here with the trap. Seems like it sucks a lot. And actually, that almost couldn't have gone better. Okay, lovely. I guess I could have done this when I came back here to drop off the key. Buttons. Just for a second there, completely forgot which buttons do what. That dude stole my idol. Yep. As soon as I threw it, I saw it. Well, I don't love spending the extra rope, obviously, but I don't necessarily think it's a huge deal. We don't usually need all that many ropes. Alright, let's see if we can still get out of here without getting murdered by a ghost. I have no idea which one of them took the extra hit there. Okay, it was him. Just a moment too late. Alright, well, let's see how much stuff we can get successfully sacrificed here. You know, the lizards, they stop every couple steps. Unless you are planning on them stopping, in which case they do not. Alright, well, we probably ought to just leave. I was gonna go grab, like, the caveman and stuff, but too dangerous. Okay. Rock just went clean through that pot. Like, I know I didn't hit it dead center, but you don't have to. That's never been the way that works. Do I want to trade a bomb for 3 ropes, knowing that that's the trade I'm making? I kind of think I don't, honestly. Like, I'm not too upset about it when it happens randomly, but I don't... At least in this situation, I don't think that's a good trade. I don't see anything in particular going on down there. Let's just go ahead and get out of here. I should probably not leave my pot there. Get him, Yang. No? Okay. That's fine. I'll clean up these caves myself. This is some dangerous stuff here. Alright, we know there's no particular reason to actually go over there. That bat is going to follow me to the ends of the earth, so we may as well get rid of him. Oh hey, a jetpack when I'm filthy rich. Okay, not what I was trying to do. And cool, the ghost comes from this side because he's a monster and he doesn't want me to be happy. Ah, you fool! Never mind. We're just gonna leave. We're just gonna leave. I wanted to get the pet. I was not... For some reason, I was not planning on me landing on the turkey, actually putting me on the turkey's back, because I forgot how game rules function, or something for a moment there. But, like, the jetpack is the more important thing to preserve, right? By a pretty large margin, I think. Huh. Did that spider or not? I guess it didn't trigger. I'm a little surprised by that. Okay. Well, we don't have a stellar health count. We're not doing that badly. And of course, you will stay stunned for however long you have to stay stunned. We don't actually have very good tools for fighting this boss. There is a rock. I kind of think I want to do it. We have time. We don't have a lot of health or bombs. And the jetpack does make it way easier. Although it also means that I feel safer, and as such, I cut things closer than I probably ought to. Now, that time he rolled all the way through. Because, you know, Spelunky. I'm doing a really bad job. Yeah, you kind of got to let him start rolling, I guess, if you want to be certain. He stops really short, just often enough that I feel like it's a good... Yep. Did the thing I said I was going to do. You know, how I told myself, hey, be careful of a thing that you might do. Well, I'm pretty bummed out about losing a run that has a jetpack in it. We've been losing a lot of runs, though, lately, you know? It's just, it's the way things go sometimes. Ooh, free torch, hell yeah. Definitely what I meant to do. I was trying to miss with that torch throw, obviously. Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better. A game trying to decide to brighten my day. Listen, I do appreciate it. My day could use some brightening. Wow. Bad level. It's like a huge amount of it is locked off in places we can't even really see. Oh, well... I think I'm just going to buy the shoes and move on here. There's very little easily accessible money, and... If we use the item, if we throw an item at him for one of these, we can speed up his wake-up cycle just a little bit. I feel like if you press down and whip in a web with an item, you should be able to grab the item even if the item's not all the way down on the ground. Because it's just like right there suspended in the web. It's not like you could just reach over there and get it. It's not going anywhere. Okay, again, a pretty weak level in terms of money making. Boy, I wish that block hadn't broken. That makes me really nervous. So, a free compass definitely does help, I suppose. But I'm on the level with you. I was really hoping that would be ropes or bombs. So not a lot going on. We're going to come out of this with a pretty small amount of money and not really a lot of items, and we still have... we didn't even really see enough of that level for me to feel confident that we would have seen the key in the chest if they were on it. I think it's entirely possible that we missed them. Also, I don't... Done. I'm done with these bats. Okay. So we have our key over here. We have no idea where our chest is. Never mind, it's right next to the key, which is actually pretty convenient. So that's a pretty good spot for it to be in. We definitely can't just let the pet go. Alright, here. Put you down here. Because it's a nightmare. It is an absolute nightmare down there. At least it's somewhat close to as much of a nightmare for the mole. Have we gotten this mole? I have no idea. Okay, well, I'm dead. Because, you know, if you ever get hit by anything and stunned, you are... Anything that stuns you should probably just kill you. It does kill you 90% of the time. And every once in a while you can freak out and struggle and survive, but it's totally random when you'll run into one of those times. Okay, come on now. The rock just went clean through that spider. We didn't really gain a lot by destroying the trap instead of destroying any of the other ground, but I did feel better about it. Also, pretty annoyed that that ground broke in such a way that we're going to have to spend a rope to get back up. Still feel like I really don't have a good grasp on that, how to make it staircase. Cool, super glad to have to deal with that guy again in the future. And see, like, that's a really good example of an inconsistent thing. In most situations, I would have taken damage from the rock bouncing back on me. But you don't always. And that makes it impossible to know which situations you will take the damage in. Oh yeah? We'll just go ahead. We're gonna try one more. I know we're like at the hour already. But we're gonna try one more, because that's not a real go. That doesn't count. Boy, that's a lot of money. You know what? Arbitrarily, I am deciding this time I do think that's worth spending a rope on. We're not going down there, though. Boy, this is a 1-1 that is very dense with traps. Okay, we do not actually have to engage with that bat, and I'm going to take this very rare opportunity to not have to kill a bat. I'm going to let you go safely here. I would like to explore over there, like we can see that the ghost pod is there. But this is a really dangerous situation. Yeah, never mind. I don't think there was any way I was going to get through that without getting arrowed in the face. Which is not to say that it couldn't have been done, but I guess maybe if I had thrown a rope up, that would have been okay. But also I'm okay with this. I'm okay with just getting out of there. Exercising a little bit of discretion. And I suppose, actually, if I'm willing to spend a rope, I can just do that. Yeah, okay. There we go. Alright, let's go get that, because we're actually doing pretty well on money here, and I would like to continue doing pretty well on money here. The upper one did go off already. That's the one that killed the bat, so we can do this. Okay. Boy, it is a real bummer that I couldn't just start climbing down the rope there, and I had to actually do the drop through, which was harrowing. Like a zombie cowboy. Oh, I don't like how much of this level is locked off from us. We can't... Alright. Can't tell if there's anything valuable over there. Really solid work there, me. Okay, hopefully that'll be a place that he won't be able to follow us from. This dungeon is a nightmare. Alright, well this is pretty high value as a rope, but also I am concerned about the number of ropes we have left. Huh. I'm not 100% sure why he just hit the... Like, why weren't there any iframes there? Wonder if we could get this mole to come out in the dirt up here. Let's hang here for a second, see if we can draw him... Oh, you know what? Yeah, maybe even better. See if we can draw him up here a little bit, and then get him to run onto those spikes. Come on. He does not feel the tremors, apparently. Well, I got him a couple times. Okay. There we go. Much safer now. Don't want to actually come down on the skeleton because I'm pretty sure I would bounce up off of him and then die on the spikes. That's safe enough. Do I want to just bomb the turkey now to avoid having to carry stuff forward any further? Because we are running out of time. I don't know. I guess the gem over there is probably a good enough place to do it. Okay, put you down. This game. Sure, of course it did. The bombs don't always push the turkeys very far. It's another one of those things where, like, it's very difficult to develop a feeling for what's going to happen because it behaves so inconsistently from instance to instance. Okay, didn't want to buy that, but did have to run away from the infinite ceiling moles. Yeah, actually pretty annoyed about having picked up spectacles there. Okay. I guess let's go have a look. A single gold bar is the answer. Well, also whatever's back here, which turns out to be nothing. Alright, so we know that we are on the level. Just keep an eye out for a key. That's a lot of traps, man. That's far more traps than there need to be in this place or any other, frankly. Okay, so the key is down there. I wonder, can I... Nope. Failed to jump. Okay, I don't think so. I was trying to figure out if I could use coyote time to get a little bit up in that gap and then grab on with my climbing gloves, but it looks like probably not. Alright, well the good news is we do have some ropes. Wait a second. Alright, presumably the door is, yeah, just right over here. And we're actually doing really well on money. Let's put this up right there, because I think that might be close enough to allow us to get to the ghost pot without having to use another rope, hopefully. We're going to have to do it pretty damn quick, though. Hey, perfect the first time, didn't even need the climbing gloves. Alright, well, it's not an amazing start, but it is solid. We're gonna end up leaving here with a... Ooh, okay. Gonna end up leaving here with an awful lot of money, although I do not think... And we don't have an easy way of killing the boss. We can do it the slow and safe way. I'm not gonna stress about that. Could come over here and look for a rock or something. Yeah, okay. May as well loop around and grab this cash. And we have plenty of time. Basically, as long as I don't rush this for no reason, we're probably going to be able to get ourselves the bombs that we desperately, desperately need. But then again, what are the odds that I don't rush it? Right? If we're being realistic. I'm already kind of rushing it, but I really hate this part where we have to just let him walk all the way across the floor. Because if we're anywhere near him, he behaves in very unpredictable ways. Alright, he took damage, I think, 3 times there. I think I caught him with the skull and with the rock, and I think he took damage from another skull that just fell on him. Some of these jumps are a little close, a little close for my brain to words. My liking? A little close for my liking. Okay, I did grab the ladder, for what it's worth. I just also died, because, you know, the bottom of the ladder is not actually safe from him, even when you've lowered the floor by that distance. Bummer. I was, in fact, so close to reaching the next area. Okay, well, I'd be lying if I said that that was the result I was looking for, but it was better. It was definitely an improvement. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time on Monday, we're still going to be trying to get to Spooky Ghost World. I really do believe we can do this, despite all of the evidence accumulated before us. And when you come back on Monday, you'll see it happen. And we'll see you then.